1,000 mark on the Nifty. The mid-cap index is holding up quite well. It's a 150-point gain, and it is holding up well, even as the small caps are, not as good today. And we have seen a little bit of a more significant cut come through on the small cap index. But let's talk about the auto space now. The Federation of Automobile Dealers Association says that total retail sales grew almost 19%, 18.5% for the auto industry in the month of November. Now, passenger vehicle sales grew 17%, and you saw the two-wheeler retail sales jump around 21% if you look at it on a year-over-year basis. So we're now joined by Manish Raj Singhania, who's the president of the FADA, to take some questions now on these numbers and where things could be headed from here as well. Mr. Singhania, thanks a lot for joining us today. Like I mentioned, it's been quite a significant jump this time, 18.5%. And if you break it up further, there has been a lot of momentum in the retail, in the passenger vehicle sales, as well as the two-wheeler sales. But I'm guessing a lot of this also has to do with, the festive season, the discounting that we saw as well. What is the kind of growth that you expect from here on as well for auto retail sales?
So yes, it has been a very good month for auto retail industry. Actually, it's a historic month. We had record-breaking sales in two-wheeler and passenger car. Two-wheeler sold around 22.47 lakhs vehicle and exceeding their previous high of March 20, which was at 20.7 lakh vehicles. And passenger vehicle reached 3.6 lakh vehicles, exceeding the previous high of October 22 sales. That was at 3.57 lakh vehicles. Primarily in November, what has happened last year, November, the Diwali was at October, in the month of October. And this year we saw the Diwali coming in November and followed by the marriage season. So all this has contributed or, catapulted the retail sales of the vehicle industry. And coming forward, looking to the future, I think we are optimistic about the future retails also due to the marriage season and the harvest season coming through. We do see a continued single-digit growth in the month of December also. And plus, in this year, December, we'll also see some December bonanza offers also coming in because stock levels at the, especially at the car dealerships, are pretty high. So consumers can definitely expect a December scheme coming in this month that would further kind of incite or continue to ignite the auto retail industry.
Right, Mr. Singhania, good morning. First of all, I'd like to ask you mentioned single-digit growth in the month of December, but what segment do you expect this growth to come from? Would two-wheeler sales continue to outperform the car sales, or do you expect that to reverse in the course of time?
So, due to marriage season, marriage season primarily affects the two-wheeler retails definitely, and plus the harvest season, both will contribute towards further growth of two-wheeler industry, and two-wheeler industry will continue to outperform the passenger car industry. If you look at the total October and November, 2 months combined retail, we are seeing a growth of around 4.86% in two-wheeler industry, and in passenger car at 7.2%. So both are at single digit only if you combine the complete kind of festival days, festival months. So that's the outlook for the December too.
Mr. Singhania, within the passenger vehicles, do you have the data on what the entry-level segment has looked like?
No, we don't have an exact breakup, but definitely retails are dominated by SUVs, almost contributing 50-55%. Retails coming from SUVs, and entry-level passenger car continues to pile up at the dealership level, and we have been requesting SIAM for a reduction at inventory level at the dealership level because anything above 30 days at the dealership level, the inventory is like kind of not affects the efficiency and cost-effect profitability of the dealerships.
So has there been any update on that from SIAM? What is the current inventory level at the dealership level anyway right now?
So close to 62-64 days. In fact, it has gone by only 2 days compared to the month of October. So passenger car dealers are a kind of worried lot, but till now we haven't got a response from SIAM. And if need be, we'll also be talking to finance companies to kind of regulate the funding limits to the dealers so that adequate inventory levels can be reached at the dealership. Dealerships should not incur losses in all the good times that the auto industry is seeing. We'll continue to have a regular focus on reduction of inventory, PV inventory at the dealership level.
Right. And one final question from my end, Mr. Singhania. What is the on the commercial vehicles front, what is the update there? How have sales been, and what do you expect, and what is the kind of growth level that you are anticipating for the rest of the year?
So, for commercial vehicle, during our survey, the dealers responded that election bond state and managing cash was a bit difficult, and orders kind of had a backlog. So we saw a bit of degrowth there in overall commercial vehicle industry, but they are pretty optimistic about the future. They have a back order available with them, and the kind of growth that they are expecting from especially from the cement and coal industry, they definitely see an uptick in the commercial vehicle industry in coming future times.
Okay, that's good to hear. This is perhaps the one space that saw a little bit of, muted stance, at least compared to the rest. Mr. Singhania, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for joining us with the outlook on what we can expect for the auto industry. In fact, staying with the auto space, my colleague Sudarshan is joining us now with the key highlights from a CLSA note on two-wheeler makers. Very interesting note, Sudarshan. They've downgraded the pack.
Two-wheeler stocks are in focus, with most of these stocks are currently down in the range of 1 to 3%. CLSA is today written on two-wheelers, and it has downgraded these stocks, saying that these stocks are fairly valued, led by sharp rally. It has downgraded Bajaj Auto to underperform, and target is rupees 6,382 per share. It has downgraded Eicher Motors to underperform, and target is rupees 4,129 per share. Hero Moto is downgraded to outperform from buy, and target is rupees 4,127 per share. It has maintained sell call on TVS Motor, and target is rupees 1,378 per share. CLSA says it expects margins in electric two-wheelers to remain challenging in the near term.
Very interesting note there from CLSA, Pavitra. They're saying that Bajaj Auto is fairly valued. Then most of the stocks that they've downgraded, they're saying they're fairly valued. Yeah. And TVS, they've continued to maintain a sell rating. They've hiked target prices on most of them. I'd like to pull up all of them actually to see how these guys are doing. Bajaj Auto, there you can see now at the lowest point of the day, down 2% now. Eicher is down 1.5% actually. And if you can pull Hero as well, down 1%. Not so much for TVS, it's still down 0.5%, but most of these stocks in the last 3 months have gone up by 20 to 30%. That warranted a downgrade, and that you can see in the stock price as well. Let's slip into a short break here on Trading Hour. When we return, we discuss market technicals with Mitesh Thakkar and also get you his top trading bets. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.